Oh my god.
You're becoming hysterical. Good day.
Hey guys, it's TheTurboFD, and today I'm going to be doing a review for Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation is a game that never really caught my eye since its announcement. After being burned by the atrocity known as Colonial Marines, I wanted to stay away from any game that used the alien genre. Thankfully, I sucked it up and I took the dive because Alien Isolation has revitalized my faith for alien adapted games. Its amazing atmosphere, combined with survival horror gameplay, is exactly what is needed for this genre. Sure, you can go guns a-blazing, but then the terror isn't there anymore. It will be just another generic shooting game. This right here is a true alien game to its core. The story is told through the eyes of Amanda Ripley, daughter of Ellen Ripley from the movies. Wondering about her missing mother, she's been working in the same sector, hoping to find some information about her mother's whereabouts. She then gets word that the ship named the Sevastopol has found a flight recorder to her mother's ship named the Nostromo. Like anyone looking for answers on their parents' whereabouts, she and her small crew decided to go and retrieve the flight recorder. When she and her crew arrived, they found out the place is ransacked and mostly deserted. She then finds out the cause of the situation, and that's when true terror begins. The gameplay is exactly what was needed for a setting like this. Switching to survival horror was the best thing Creative Assembly could have done. This is not to say the game doesn't have its flaws in its gameplay though. If you played any other Creative Assembly game, then you would know they have a history of releasing horribly optimized games, latest being Total War Rome 2. Luckily, this game didn't follow that route and is a breath of fresh air coming from the company. Combat is not actually that good in this game. This isn't necessarily bad because the game wants you to refrain from being combative anyway, but when you're in a situation where it's needed, then you'll see where the combat really struggles. In a game where sneaking is the main focal point, you would expect that if there are enemies, then you should be able to take them out silently, correct? There's no option to silently kill an enemy from behind, which is disappointing. Guns draw too much attention from both parties, alien and human. Melee is loud as well. It's just better to avoid it altogether and not deal with the hassle. Being stealthy in this game is a breeze. You can hide behind objects and other things like tables and carts and even hide in lockers. Hiding also plays different sounds to build tension when enemies are near. This tension gives you that adrenaline rush like no other game, especially when you're hiding in a locker and an alien is looking for you. It's kind of like a bad addiction. You really don't want to encounter the alien, but when you're hiding from it, it makes you feel scared and good at the same time. There's also the floor panels that allow you to reach the vents in times of need. I've yet to see the alien in the vents you're able to crawl through, but I've seen the drop points in there where it can come from. There's also a way to distract enemies. You can throw flares, hack the speaker system, and you can even craft a noisemaker. Being crafty is how you will stay alive. If you see a group of humans, then throw a noisemaker in between them or in their general area and use the aliens to your advantage. It will kill them easily, but make sure you hide when it comes. There is also a downside to the stealth as well. The enemy's detection is not constant. If you're in the dark, sometimes the enemy can see you and other times he will be completely blind. That's also the case in the light. I had instances where I'll be crouched right in front of the enemy and they wouldn't even notice me. Not game breaking, but it's something that the devs should look at patching. Next is the crafting system. Crafting is very important in this game because everything in the crafting menu serves a purpose and should only be used in certain situations. For example, Molotovs are good to scare away the alien. EMP grenades are only good for the robots. You also have the tools for evasion like flashbangs, smoke, and noisemakers. Nothing feels unneeded. Well, except for the pipe bomb because I never saw a real use for it. Being stealthy was my main goal, so using a pipe bomb would be pretty much stupid. Lastly, let's talk about the hacking system. Most games that implement a hacking system tend to have you repeat the same thing over and over again, so it gets really repetitive. That's not the case in Alien Isolation. The hacking system has many different minigames to keep each situation feeling unique. Sure, you'll run into the same game a couple of times, but other games make it still seem fresh. For example, one minigame will have you choose codes to match the picture on the screen, while another minigame will have you press the button as soon as it hits a certain area. Not only are the minigames fun, they add more tension than what you already have. You may try to hurry and hack a computer to get away from an enemy, but while you think you're going to have the same puzzle, your plan can backfire. So it's best that you try to remember how to do each as best as you can if you want to get it done quickly. Moving on to the graphics, this game's art style fits perfectly for the universe it's trying to portray. You're in a space station with no natural lighting, so everyone has to rely on artificial lighting. This game's lighting is amazing. The fluorescent bulbs give that perfect space station feel. By space station feel, I mean that feel of being alone in a dark area. Though you have that artificial lighting, you know they never really remove that darkness. The environment is great with its intricately designed corridors. If you've seen any of the Alien movies, then you would know how close to perfect this game gets the interior and exterior designs to imitate the movies. Places like the dining room and the hyper sleeping chambers look exactly how they did in the movies. Its atmosphere is very well done as well for an almost abandoned space station. The smoke and steam from the pipes are very good, and so are the fire effects. They give you that horror setting without actually being horrific. Every character and enemy is well designed as well, and their textures are top notch, especially the Xenomorph, aka the alien. You can tell the devs really wanted to get as detailed as possible with the alien. If you ever get close to it while hiding, you can see how well designed it is to look like the movies. The working Joes are well designed too. Unlike the synthetics from the movie that had the fake skin and hair so they can look like humans, the robots in Alien Isolation have a white face modeled after the humans and clothes. What makes the working Joes really cool is when you attack them, you see the artificial blood spilling out of them. Humans themselves are lifelike as well, especially for a game that isn't really that demanding at all. When stressed and tired, you can see sweat running down people's faces. Though there's one flaw that the characters seem to have, and that would be their mouth movements when talking. The lip syncing is terrible, it's robotic and nowhere near natural looking. In conclusion, Alien Isolations is the Alien game I believe fans were waiting for. The horror and tension mixed with stealth gameplay allows you to immerse yourself better than if it was just a regular FPS. Paired with the dark and isolated settings, you have yourself the almost perfect Aliens game to have been released. I've enjoyed so much of the 15-hour story, plus the extra for the DLC, and I plan to play it all over again. This game definitely gets a must-buy from me because it completely exceeded all of my expectations. If you're looking for something scary this month, I must definitely recommend this game.
Let's go. The others are on the...
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. Have a nice day, and as always, see you next time.